the big event that the Indian High Commission is planning soon. I'm talking about the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Can you confirm whether this event is coming to Singapore and when?
We are celebrating 25 years of India-ASEAN partnership, which will culminate in a commemorative summit in Delhi in January. But ahead of that, we want to host an India-ASEAN Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. This is a regional Pravasi Bharatiya Divas focused on the Indian diaspora in the ASEAN region. This is going to take place in Singapore on 6th and 7th January 2018 at Marina Bay Sands Convention Center. The choice of Singapore was obvious. For one, as I've said, it is at the heart of ASEAN. It has been, in some sense, our gateway to the East, our springboard to greater engagement with ASEAN. It has an extraordinary Indian diaspora. So it reflects both the centrality of Singapore in our engagement with ASEAN and the emergence of a really vibrant, talented community of Indians living in Singapore. So we're looking forward to the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. This is also going to highlight both the ancient relationship, ancient human bonds, let me put it this way, between India and ASEAN, which is evident on the streets and the monuments and the culture and the food and the festivals across this region. But even more to say that how diaspora will be an important part of a new journey between India and ASEAN in the 21st century.
And I think it won't be wrong to say that a big part of it has been played by the leadership, the way the Prime Minister has positioned us. You have worked very closely with him. What do you attribute his unprecedented and overwhelming popularity in the Indian diaspora across the world? He was here in Singapore in 2015 and the Singapore Expo had 20,000 people. I don't think that many people have ever come in Singapore Expo otherwise. So that's like totally unprecedented.
Very simple. He represents hope and confidence and belief that good governance, good economics and good politics will drive India's growth and prosperity and its positive and constructive role in the world. I think the diaspora anywhere in the world, no matter where they live, how many time zones away from India, they have an interest, they have a stake, they have an emotional connection with India. So in him, they see, as people in India do, a great hope for India's progress. And therefore there is definitely that connect that comes with it. That's one side of it. The other is that he himself has connected wonderfully well with the Indian community abroad. Now, it is not just a show, or it's not just something which he does for the sake of emotions, or that has a role over there, but also because he sees, and he has traveled extensively even before he became Prime Minister, how well the Indian diaspora has done abroad, how wonderful they are as a window to our heritage and India's progress and India's talent, and how much they are willing to contribute and give back to India. So he's shown a very high level and maybe an unprecedented level of emotional connection with them, given them a level of priority that is perhaps not seen before, sees a critical role for them in India's journey ahead in every aspect. Also because, you know, I mean, there is unquestionably one of the best communicators you can think of. I have been in so many of his events where he has addressed mammoth crowds from Wembley Stadium and Madison Square Gardens to Sydney and Singapore and Fiji and all over the place. And he is able to understand not just the broader sentiments of the diaspora, but how they work in each country, what is so special about the community in each country and in each region. And what is it that they want to understand here, what is that they want to, what they expect from him. It is that level of attention to details also. So he takes this very seriously, this relationship. And it is translated, of course, into the way the External Affairs Minister has elevated.
Just about to ask about her.
She has, I think, probably raised the level of digital diplomacy or use of digital technology to connect or to change the way citizens and government interact with each other. See, what this social media or digital technology has done is that it has completely opened a new way in which state and citizens can engage with each other. Every individual can have access potentially to the leadership, and every leadership can, no matter where they are, the leader can access every individual. Now, this is something which has changed completely, because no matter where you are in the world,
you feel you can reach out to your External Affairs Minister,
yes,
and that's such a huge thing.
Help
Yeah.
is only 140 characters away. So with her, you know, and we know that if someone tweets to her, the response is immediate, positive, and a follow-up never stops.
Tell me, sir, missions across the world have organized Pravasi Bharatiya Divas before to much success. What is going to be so special about the Singapore edition? Any unique elements that are going to be part of this event in Singapore in particular?
Well, I think Pravasi Bharatiya Divas have been held in different parts of the world, and they've generally been successful. They've drawn great responses in the United States, North America as well. Here, of course, one important thing is that it is part of India-ASEAN 25-year strategic partnership. It's part of that celebration. Second, we expect great and strong support from the host government, which is the government of Singapore. And that is so important for the success of this event. You will see a full range of activities. We do expect people of eminence to participate and speak about their vision of India-ASEAN relations, but also of the role that diaspora will play in this. As you know, that the theme that we have chosen is Ancient Root, New Journey, Diaspora in the Dynamic India-ASEAN Partnership. That is the theme that will be there. But I think what is going to set this apart, and that is what our vision is, that how do we want to tap as much of the youth talent, both of those whose ancestors came here generations ago, as also of those who may have come here to this region as the new Indian professional in the last 20 years. And what we want to do is to focus on the things that are the key drivers of this century. On innovation, technology, startups. We want to run events which will involve participation of the youth here as well.
Basically to build a connect with those who have kind of disconnected or feel a little alienated.
Well, I think that, what I find over here is a great desire to connect with India. What we want to do is to be able to create channels, to create platforms that can enable them to connect more with India. It is not just, we don't intend this to be a one-off event that celebrates this wonderful diaspora here, or do this simply as part of 25 years of India-ASEAN, but to use this as a springboard to deepen those connections.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for talking to Connected to India. So there you go, Pravasis of Singapore. If you have never attended this mega event, this is your chance to attend the Pravasi Bharatiya Divas to be held in Singapore on the 6th and 7th of January 2018. This is Poonam Sharma signing off for Connected to India.